you know the term elephant in the room? You've never been to my family's events? So an elephant in the room is something you're not talking about. What is the elephant in the room when it comes to financial advising, working with women or couples? What typically is the elephant? It's feelings. Again, you didn't get into this profession necessarily to delve into feelings, but they're there because money is emotional business. Thinking about this transition to the next phase of your life is truly emotional business, whether you're sitting there as a member of a couple trying to figure it out, or whether you're sitting there as a divorcee or someone who's been widowed and kind of blown away with the fact that you're doing this alone. That often what's in the room are some sort of feelings. And I'm going to use fear just because it's the most extreme. And there tends to be a myth, and I was going to say in the advising profession, but I think it's in society in general. Fear should be avoided at all costs. Like somehow it's a bad emotion and we really just run. If you see fear, run. So what ends up happening is you have a client sitting there who's probably feeling worried or afraid, but she kind of knows, it's the elephant in the room, we're not supposed to talk about it. Then you have the advisor, he or she is sitting there going, I got a sense that this client is feeling fearful, but I got to get to my next appointment. And so there's two different reactions to the elephant. The female client wants to talk more and more and more and more and more because women on average like to process emotions, like to talk, and when they have an emotion that they're uncomfortable with, talking it through truly, truly helps. She's not just trying to drive you crazy, it's actually helpful. And the advisor often rushes to problem solving, right? Okay, so if I could just problem solve. And the thing that we forget about fear is that fear actually motivates and clarifies. Think of the last time you were afraid. I bet it motivated and clarified things for you. For me, it was February. I went out west skiing with my husband. We went to Alta. I don't know how many have been there, but I love that. Look, my mountain bike friend. Excellent. So we're out in Alta, and Alta is a mountain in Utah that's basically known for big powder bowls, so big areas of powder. There's a lot of hiking. You can walk up through, and there's trees and rocks, and so for any of you who are non-skiers, you're like, why would you spend your vacation there? So one day it had snowed, and my husband and I set out, and we were going to go to this section of the mountain that was supposedly full of powder. Right? So super excited. I mean, this is what you pay the money for. And when you live out east, you really pay the money for it because we had no snow whatsoever. So I'm skiing, and I'm a little bit of a show-off. So my husband, I'm skiing up the ridge. My husband's a little bit lower. And I end up thinking, I'm going to cut through those two trees, and I'm just going to, in my mind, it was like, whew, there's just going to be powder. It's going to be awesome. So I get through those two trees, and all of a sudden I'm like, I stop short because there's a big cliff. Oh yeah, I'm not a big fan of cliffs. So I'm sitting there, and my skis are 100 underfoot, which basically means two skis together are 200 centimeters. And between the two trees, there were probably 400 centimeters, so not a lot of room. So there I am, between the two trees, literally I was shaking. And I'm like, ooh, this is bad. But I was motivated to solve the problem, and it really clarified to me that I had two options. I could learn to go over the cliff, because it looked survivable, but I could learn to go over the cliff, or I looked like this and there was a rock behind me. And because I ski out east, we ski rocks all the time. And I was like, I think I might choose the rock. My husband skis up, and because he's been married to me a long time, he knows exactly what to do. He doesn't tell me what to do. He doesn't push me to make a decision. He says, how can I help? Just talk it through. So I talk it through. And I end up, I wish I had a video of this. I end up on a turtle. Does people know turtle? So I'm on my back, my skis are in the air, and I'm flipping around so I can hit that rock. Because that's the only way that I can figure out how to turn because I'm so freaked out. So I turn around, I take a couple deep breaths, I hit the rock and then hit the snow, and I'm like, whoa, great story for the hot tub, right? And the reason that I share that is because that was a moment of great fear. And what my husband did, I would encourage you to do as an advisor. Ask how you can help her talk it through. Don't force her to one option or another. I'm sure I have no doubt my husband had the right route to go. But the reason that you need to be thinking about fear as your friend and any feelings as your friend is it gives you data.